All right, I'd like to call to order the special meeting of the Perkins Public Library Trust, March 25th at 6 o'clock. Roll call, please.
So we have Brian Huckabee,
Here.
Linda Barta,
Here.
and Charlotte Perrick.
Here.
And Melissa Mills is not here today.
All right, item 2, consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve purchase order 2503033 in the amount of $150 to Oklahoma Gas and Electric Company for electric utility services at the new Perkins Public Library due to rate increases.
I move that we approve the purchase order.
I will second. Roll call, please.
Schrading. All right, then Charlotte
Here. Yes.
and Brian.
Yes, yes.
All right, item number 3, consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve architectural and design plans from Corbin, Mertz, and Haney for the new Perkins Public Library, 219 South Main Street. Take a little time, look over your information here.
Yes. I'm sure you sent it to Melissa too, didn't you? Did she come back with anything, or is she?
No,
She's good.
I have not heard anything from her.
Jennifer, have you or the staff had any comments?
There weren't any significant changes from the last set that the staff had input on.
Well, I think they worked in. There were some comments on electrical outlets. I think those got updated. And I think it was glass in one of the doors. I think architecturally there weren't a whole lot of changes. The last set we saw, the mechanical electrical plans were not complete.
That's what I felt like was more in the electrical, mechanical, plumbing,
So all that stuff has been updated and is basically complete at this point. The only thing I saw that I don't know that,
what page are you on, Brett?
it's the very last page of
The
the
very last.
Still no
Oh, outside?
inside.
Well-
It had some old sconces.
Yes.
Still have numbers. So-
Like pictures that are above. Gotcha. So on that last page, Charlotte talked about the lighting. And they added some sconces. All right. To allow for some indirect lighting.
John, I don't think I've got anything new. If I went through here, I might find something misspelled somewhere. And so I guess you sent all this to Bob,
Yes.
and he's gonna get it to the plan reviewer,
Yes.
so we can make sure it's all kosher for,
They're gonna do their plan review and then he was telling me that their next city meeting was, if I don't have the exact date, is sometime in the first part of April.
I think, next week, isn't it?
No, it's the week after that, yeah.
And then he said that they need to approve it and then approve a bid date. And then we will
Move from there.
move from there. Or
That's kind of why we did this special meeting, so we could at least get our approval and kick it up to them.
Yes.
For their blessing to get the ball
Yes.
rolling.
Because our normal meeting is next week, and if we had waited for it, then we couldn't get it kicked onto them to
You
take
bet.
place.
Well, I brought a full set of the plans, and I also brought the the material board.
Okay.
And we kind of, just kind
Do
of
you
walk you
want,
through
you
it.
want to go ahead and make the motion?
Look at that. Why don't you show Charlotte? She hasn't seen it.
She hasn't seen it. This is Charlotte Perry.
Hello, how are you?
This is Mr. John Mertz and Jessica. And Jessica, I can't think of your last name right now.
Ramirez.
Thank you.
And no, if you, I didn't mean to interrupt if you were kind of in a, but this is just the showing the different materials that were on the project. Just kind of going from the start at the entry, we had this as a floor tile that was there. This is the carpet that would be in the reading area. And then the floor would be, this is the standard floor tile and the rubber base. This would be in like the children's area. Yeah, that'd be a great idea, kind of show the, yes. So,
Sorry, I've turned enough pages here.
This is the carpet through here in the fire. This is the tile,
That's the
starting
tile.
in here,
So
going
this is
through
the
here.
entry tile.
Carpet,
Uh-huh.
and then carpet. Okay, so for some reason I had it in my mind that the LVT was
This is this.
This is this LVT, which is that product, and we have tile in the bathrooms.
LVT, which is luxury vinyl plank flooring that will go into all this area.
Good.
The bathroom tile with the wall and the bathroom floor tile.
Tile for the bathrooms.
This is a pressed metal panel which goes along
It goes up this wall.
this wall from that point over to there.
It's kind of a decorative.
There was tile.
Yes.
Some similar to that.
Yes, that started the idea, was trying to get some of the materials that were associated with the
area.
building. And we talked about trying to clean those up, and we felt like it'd probably be a better idea. We liked the idea, but instead of trying to work with what was there, because some of it was kind of damaged, to use the new product.
And where's it gonna go? Oh, on the wall.
Yeah, so it's on the wall right here in this bay, right from here to here, I think.
Yeah, I can show you a picture we have of that.
Up
Get
front.
that, what the elevation looks like, where that is. It's on the outside. Sections. Okay,
I thought it was, I haven't found it yet.
well, I was trying to do it, just flipping to it.
Sorry.
I may have to actually look on the floor plan of where the reference note is.
Well,
There it is. It's really fine at this print, but then this area along here, this is the wood trim that goes around it. Then it goes up,
Hi.
because right at the entry,
That's where that's gonna go up to the ceiling and
Yeah.
that, just that front
this
section.
is a section through that front part where the ceiling follows the shape of the roof there. This tile here, it goes on the front reception desk.
Like the circulation desk.
Yes.
on the,
Getting close.
I may have
Step
flipped.
too far.
Well, what if we do the final approval of this for specific release to the council for their approval in creation of a bid packet?
Okay.
And then we could have just a final peek at a bid packet. And if we have any final tweaks in the meantime, that can be injected,
At that point.
yeah, prior to the release of the bid packet, just so if there's any, because I think finishes are good. I mean, this is kind of formality, but there's still a few moving parts on alternates. Maybe,
Yes.
maybe some VE that somebody might wake up in the middle of the night and say, what is this?
Did you want to go through the alternates as far as,
So if we could do that, I think we might just go ahead and approve, word this for, this committee approves
Right.
So we
this set of plans for
get it on the way.
plan review and council approval. And, withholds, final judgment of, a peek at the bid packet before
Yeah.
it's issued.
yep,
So, because I
Yes.
don't think anybody on the city side is gonna do visual following the bid packet since we've been following it.
yes.
So, I mean, it's still theirs to do, but I think they'll want us to kind of look at it before we stick it out to the free world.
Really, the one, if, the way the city of Enid, what they're doing with theirs is they're taking the area, figuring their permits, what are they gonna need to do? And they're looking at, it's gonna be involved with plumbing and electrical, mechanical, for their permitting purposes, but then they're also looking at life safety issues, making sure we have the exits covered and all that sort of thing. So, but that's what I'm expecting for the,
Well, and the changes we've had since last time everybody saw it, I asked John to take the exterior book drop off, just because it adds another layer of
Something
stuff.
else.
That it's something we could easily get somebody to donate
Right,
services to come
right.
drill some holes, put bollards
Yeah.
in, set that.
Right.
And instead of paying a contractor.
A contractor to deal with it,
$10,000.
right. Especially knowing that we've got to do something with that parking lot later anyway.
yes.
So he took that out, the back wall on the southwest wall.
Yes,
We are now taking all that clay tile out and building a new CME wall.
gotcha.
Because that one's so,
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah,
so that's been kind of added back into the scope since everybody saw it. Interior wise, I think we changed the stairs going to the attic space, we changed to wood frame.
wood frame stairs,
In
yes.
the hopes of trying to save a few dollars on that.
We put a few items that are alternates, and what an alternate is on the project is the contractor will price it separately.
Oh, gotcha.
So that gives you the option of you could either accept it or not accept it, and kind of gives you a little bit of control over the final cost before you sign a contract.
Right.
So one, the first alternate, our big vaulted ceiling,
Uh-huh.
the base bid is gonna be drywall, painted drywall.
Oh,
So it'll be the same shape, just it's taking off the wood paneling and the wood structure that was holding the paneling, getting rid of that and just having a drywall ceiling. Yeah, I think it'd be a very attractive look, and we'd paint it probably a darker color than the walls to kind of set it off a little bit, but that would be the only change.
And so things like that, until you actually bid it out, there's some things that are hard to figure how people are gonna look at them and what kind of dollar
Yes.
they're
Yeah.
gonna assign to it. So that's why you do it as an alternate. So if our base bid comes in and everybody's happy and says, oh, it's great, then we can look at the alternate prices and say, okay, let's add this back in, let's add this
Yeah.
back in. So
That was one alternate. The other alternate was the exterior awnings.
oh, uh-huh.
So that was one alternate. A third alternate was the exterior wall sconces on the building. And then, I went blank on fourth, but the fifth one was the vestibule sign.
backlit sign.
That sign, the way it was laid out, it's a pretty, it's a sign, the type that you'd probably have to order from Gemini. So.
Well, and we discussed,
It's
how easy is it to
beautiful
change
sign.
out those lights or do the maintenance of it or whatever.
Yes. It should be LED, it should last a very long time. I don't see it, but it's just,
An added.
it's an added thing, and we are concerned about cost. We don't want, if the prices come in good, we'd love for you to be able to do the whole thing, but we just want to give you a little flexibility with
I
that.
understand. Thank
The
you.
other one was the ceiling tile, going to just a standard lay-in instead of tagular.
Stuff like the canopies can be added after the fact.
Oh,
If
absolutely.
we get all this done and it says, hey,
Right.
here's 10 grand.
Right.
What do you want to do? We can get
Can
that.
add later. Yeah.
Because it's easier to put some alternates in. Put it down your wish list in there, and then it's way over budget, and then you gotta
Yeah.
go back through the whole process again.
Right.
So I've been through the plans enough before this last pass that I don't, like I said, I could probably nitpick a couple little things, but I'm happy with all of it.
Okay.
So,
Make your motion.
and I know the ladies are all happy with the plans.
I want to say second.
Well, I make a motion, we approve the plans with the idea that we could still inject some possible VE prior to releasing bid packages.
Yes.
And I think the trust or the design committee, either one, should probably see the bid package before it's released.
Yes.
And I can talk to Bob about that too, and just
Right.
say, we're here to look it over and put our eyes on it and make sure everything's good before it goes out the door. So,
I'll second it.
Wait, because I need a clear motion there, because there were some questions at the.
yeah, I rambled a little bit.
So to approve plans.
Well, the basic concept is to approve these plans so that they can go to plan review. I think they're ready for plan review and permit issuance, if they get that far. And they're complete for the city council to peek at and say, yes, these are complete plans ready for construction, and the city manager
Can start that bid process.
will start the bid process and the loan acquisition process, all the above. I don't know how we put a caveat there that there might be a few minor changes that don't change the scope of the project. I don't even need to add that. I mean, that probably just muddies it up.
I was like, because if we change anything, that would have to be a different agenda item. We can approve the plans to go to review to be presented to the commission. How does that sound?
I just say that this trust approves the plans as is.
There you go.
The architectural and interior design?
The full,
Just gotta make sure.
full contents of
Approves the plans as is.
for 25 pages or 25 pages.
Architectural 18,
18.
so, yeah, 30, 43. I believe it's 18 on the MVP.
25.
Or 14 or 18, I don't remember. Well, yeah, if you're needing
Got
that
it.
in the minutes, I'll count the pages for you.
No idea.
Clear date.
I'll second it.
Okay, so I got a second from Charlotte.
Well, issue date 3/19/25.
Issue date. Is it 3/18?
3/19.
3/19. 3/19/25.
Yeah, there's 43 total.
43 pages. Okay.
You already have specs kind of generated.
Specs are 90% done. What don't have is the front end matter that we'll need to be coordinating with the city, and we still have not done our just final review, just to make sure we got every dot and I crossed on that.
So when they get done, they'll issue specs, and the spec package will be like that thick.
I know on this project it shouldn't be that.
I don't know, you guys usually
We'll keep it under half an inch.
But
We try to put as much of the information on the drawings as possible, because more interesting to read.
I have a first and a second.
Okay.
Roll
Well,
call,
just
please.
once we take a vote, we can't talk about it anymore. All right, so Brian,
Yep.
Charlotte,
Yes.
and Linda.
Yes.
All right.
Item number 4, adjourn. Charlotte moves we adjourn. I second.
Here's an extra set.
Awesome. I'll give it to her. Perfect.
One second. All right, then Charlotte,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
and Brian.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Favor, and let's